there, everybody. I am Tracy. I am one that does. I have several groups that I run, and then I also have several groups that I manage. And one of them is training. And tonight I'm doing on Facebook groups, just to kind of help you manage your groups of what you should and shouldn't have, just to give you an ad of how you should fix your own group page, which is really good. Something I kind of never really thought of. I know that you should always wait to fix up your own regular page that you use on a daily basis. So that way, what you should have that look like. But I never thought of your Facebook page, like group pages, and what they should look like. The ones that I use for all my other groups. I mean, I know to look, to check on that. I'll see and how many we're getting for engagements and kind of like that, but never really looked on the front of it and stuff like that. But because I kind of got taught today and got some information of what you should be looking for, what you should do, and just got a little bit of guided help. So I'm here to help you with that today. I'll give you a little bit of extra help. So hopefully this will help you. If you see the live button, just please jump in if you have questions, and I will definitely help you. Say your name, where you are from, and if your slide button's not on, then just put hashtag groups and your name and tell me where you're from. And definitely, like I said, anytime through with this, you can ask questions, or then if not, afterwards too, or PM me if you'd like to too, if you have more questions. I'm going to start with the guide section. I'm going to use my phone so that I can kind of show you things. So one of the things they should say too, that a big thing with your, I'm trying to do this with switching it back and forth so that I can see too. So here's your Facebook, or not your Facebook, but mine. This, hopefully you can see okay. Okay, so here's like my oh, hold on, I'm not even in the, hold on 1 second, I'm getting the right one. Okay, this is my Lady Boss Vendor group, okay? Now you want to make sure too that you have everything here that is, so that people know who your group is, what it stands for. Basically then to explain to who you are, so that there's a good description of what the group is. Definitely announcements are fine on there. Topics are good, the photos. But you definitely want, up there of who it is. So you want to, set it up real nice so that people know who you are and stuff like that. And you always want to, a nice welcome post to basically then say, like I said, who you are, why you have this post, what's it, why you are running this group, what's it all about, why are you using this, why should people be interested in your group. And then basically then client content, then you want to have enough content, clients, then also something for hosts, and then what to promote, and then what they're buying. I mean, some of them are selling things or not. Where, like mine, for this group, it's a vendor group. So it's everyone is selling something. It's not just one person. It's everybody. So you want to make sure too. Then you were getting that there's a lot of business going on too, that it's not just, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have it up there. It's not just like, you know, on a daily, you know, once a day kind of thing. It's constant. And you also want to make sure that, you know, you're getting, you know, likes and loves, and there's comments going on. That's really important too, to that there's, you know, there's a constant communication going on. And a lot of, like I said, a lot of engagement, two-way conversation. And then with this too, then that's where you also want an extra volunteer, a moderator to help you on this. Someone to be always looking on here to help you, you know, watch for that, watch for the spam, watching for like other people that, you know, sometimes, and I do, once I had someone message me and they were like, oh, why did you kick me off? Well, let me see if I can find one. And it's rare that it happens, and I've had it too where mine go into this, so it's not just you personally, because I told the person too, it's not you personally, it happens to everybody. And I don't know if it's just after a while it happens, or if it just comes out that way, but I noticed too, if you just share, it happens. But that's why I always just, you know, I when I go to, you know, put my posts, I send them out. I just copy and paste when I do it instead. But let me see if I can find one. I know there's some in here. Okay, one's like this, and like I said, it's mine, where it says this one. Let me see if I can get it close up, like this. This would be considered like a spam one then, because you know what? You can't click on it and get any information on it when you click on it, and you don't know what it is. So you want to get rid of it, because it's just, they can't see what it is. They don't know what kind of post it is. It's pointless. It's a bad image to have on your post. Nobody can like it. No one can comment on it. No one knows what it is. So you want to get that out of the way. So it's nice to have your moderator there to watch for those kind of things and get rid of it. Okay, so then also we want to, when you're adding people to your group, you want to make sure, you want to check really who they are. There's different ways to, when you're adding group, you know, asking the questions and things like that. One good way too is to add in there, to make sure you get an email. Getting emails doing this one way is getting emails is a great way, because you get their emails for one, and because you should be always getting emails. And then you want to look for people, if they got more than 500 people or 500 groups, that's another way you should not add that person, because then they're just looking for spam, or you're not interested in your group. And then also ones that aren't in the state, that's another one that's a spam person. So never accept those ones for your group either. That's one thing I learned today. Okay, it is really important to say, hey, can you look over my page, or my group page, just to give it a check out, see what you can see versus what I didn't see. Because it's good to have someone to check those blind spots, because you're just looking at it from your point of view. There might be something that you did not see, so it is really good to have someone check it, look at it, and see, especially someone like where now I have this knowledge of, okay, what should I look at, what should I see, because now I know what I'm looking at, just so that, because you're gonna have blind spots that you didn't see before. You might be missing something, like I said, might be missing the welcome post, all those posts kind of thing, that you're not getting continuously posts going, continuous conversations going, continuous likes and comments and stuff like that. Also, like I said, and your name. The group's name should always be a clear cut who's it for. Okay, so like I said, this one is, like I said, is for Lady Boss Vendor Group. It's clear cut. It's for vendors. And I know it says Lady Boss, but that's like my group, my name. Basically, it's mine, and because I even have it as an LLC group name. But it's clear cut. It's a vendor group. So, because I do have men in this group, there's men in there, so it's not like saying there's no men in there at all. It's just because it's a vendor group and it's my name. And then I also have, let me see here, hold on. Oh, I can show you my other groups. I have a Team Family Moments team. That means where I made it so that I'll explain that it's where I'm going to show you things that are like, that are new in the group, new around the world, and then I'll test them, try them out, bring up things that are just parenting that, you might need to know, want to know. But again, it's clear cut. That's what it is. That it's a team. Let's see if I can get a Team Family Moments. That's what it is for. And then this one that I made with my friend. Me and her, between her, came up with the name, and it's a step above the rest. Free DS and Small Biz Adventure Recruiter Events. Okay, so, and that we did because we were gonna, do some of the vendors in there, but we kind of decided that we're gonna push the vendor groups, actually make the vendor into a different group. So it was recruiting the events to another side. And we're gonna make sure that we put all the small business associates in there. Get people together so that they can know who each other is, get along with other people. And it was going to be a new one where there's just people to talk, to get to know each other, and not have all this other riffraff of, people complaining. It was a nice group to just come together, calmly be able to work off each other, learn things from one another. And that's what I've been doing with this group. I've been training, learning with each other. I'm going to start adding some wellness stuff to this group too as well. That's why I put on this top here. There's a little bit of everything on this group to show you, that it's got physical, no, I just closed it. It's got physical, spiritual, everything. It's got a little bit of everything on top of this group. And then I also have my other, just my plain business groups. So people know what they are. There's the pharmacy. We ran away right away. The pharmacy one that I sell. I clicked on it, it didn't want to come. My Perfectly Posh with my name. And my other one's not on there. Okay. But, so part of the reason then, too, they kind of want that, too, because eventually, Facebook is moving into, to pump up groups and be not a newsfeed group. What's that lovely word? I guess it's just plain getting out of a newsfeed. It's not going to look for that. It's just going to be done with that. So it's because of it's being pushed into sales and stuff like that. That's what they want to go for. So it's going to just be pumping down to groups. So it'll be a lot easier once it does, because your groups are going to be pushed into searching groups, and that's where people are going to find groups. So then too, when you have your names and what kind of groups you are, so you want to make sure you have your group named into a certain group, so you know what kind of group you are then, basically, so people can find you. Also then, basically, say my vendor one, obviously it's the vendor group, so mine will be pushed with the vendors. But then too, you have usually let me see if I can find it on here. Usually that you have those right, oh no, that's not right. I'm having the same problem he did. He was trying to find where it shows. Usually have those like kind of like you almost want to say it's like a commercial thing where they kind of spread through on the bottom where you know what I'm saying, where it kind of shows you other kind of groups along the bottom basically when as you're looking through your thing. Well, that's what they're gonna have. So they're gonna basically will be like, oh, well, if you like this group, you might like this group instead too. When you're on this group, then basically, so that's what it's gonna show to you. And I know I've seen it on here when I've gone through my groups. So that's what you should see. I don't know why I can't find it on here, but it should be on there somewhere. But yeah, if you know what I mean, you'll see it. You usually see it when you're scrolling through, you'll see a little scroll thing that says, oh, if you might like this group, you should like this one. Then also, so you want to make sure you got your clear cut of your name, of what a kind of group name you have. Always too. And earlier when I first started out, I always a lot of time forgot to put the description line, you know, way at the top before you start your live. Make sure you put on the beginning of that where it says description. Type that description in, because people want to know what they're watching. They're not going to click on something if they have no clue what it is. So they're just not going to watch it at all. But you can always go back if you do forget and put it in. But nobody's going to watch it when you're playing if you don't type it in. So please remember to put that in. It's the best thing. Trying to think if I missed anything else for you to know. Well, like I said, okay, if you are interested in knowing exactly anything else of what you need to know for your guy, for your Facebook, or want someone to check out your Facebook group page and see how it should look, or even your Facebook page, because I've done Facebook pages too, and how they should look and what they should have on it. Feel free to message me or just put on this comment. Check my page, and I will do that. So that's it for now. I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening and stay safe. Catch you later.